As you know from my previous vlog, I've been learning French for 1.5 years now, and there are many French schools in Singapore, but the one that I'm going to is Alliance Francaise. I'm gonna be starting off sharing with you how are their calendar like and what type of classes do they actually provide. In a year, there's actually 6 terms, term A, B, C, D, E and F. Each term lasts around 2 months, and the registration for each term actually begins 1 month in advance. Signed up for class. First class would begin end of the month, 31st August. It's been really long since I learned a foreign language. So now you have decided and taken the first step out to start registering for a class. The next thing you have to decide is how much time you want to allocate or how much time you want to commit to learning the language. And you just need to see which pace is best suited for you. So the very first pace, which is the regular classes that takes place once a week. Each class lasts about 3 hours. Next, we have the semi-intensive course, which takes place twice a week, but lessons are only 2 hours each time. Lastly, we have the fast track course, which is the most intensive course. Let's say you are in a hurry to learn French, you can go for the fast track course, which takes place 4 times a week, 3 hours each for the lesson. So you'll be thinking, so what are the charges for French classes in Singapore? For the once a week classes, the regular classes is priced at $390, and the semi-intensive course is priced at $480. Lastly, the fast track course will be priced at $700. Actually, as a student, there are actually periods of time where you can register for the next term early, and if you do, they actually give you a 10% discount. And a super good news is that right now, for beginner 1 classes, Alliance Francaise is accepting SkillsFuture credits. So if you want to start off learning French, this is a very good opportunity, because when I signed up for class, I did not have this. I think that is one good motivation for you to get started on French. But anyways, throughout my 1.5 years learning French in Alliance Francaise, I actually compiled many mini vlogs of me learning French in the French school. If you are keen to learn French and you are curious to find out how the classes would be like, keep on watching. I'm so nervous. It's been a long time since I've taken classes, language classes especially. So I don't know what to expect. I haven't made like new glasses so I can see properly in class. Wish me luck. My first term, okay, I registered for the semi-intensive course, which is twice a week, and I took the morning classes before my work. Okay, there are different types of teachers there, so I think it is really important to see whose teaching style you actually prefer. So for the first term, I had a pretty hard time with this particular teacher because we know literally nothing about the French language, but she kept on speaking French, and I think it was all a struggle for us because we could not really grasp what is she trying to teach, and it just complicates a lot of things. I mean, of course, we are supposed to speak French, I know, but as a beginner level, I think she should ease up a little bit on the French and actually, you know, communicate in English so that we could understand better and slowly ease into a class. Because my first term was a huge struggle, so I decided to just, you know, switch to a different teacher for my second term, and it was the best decision I've ever made, because my classmates was very comfortable. Although they are struggling with this teacher, they say like, you know, they want to stick with it a bit longer, maybe it will get better. But for me, I just think that no lah, if this teacher is not for me, I don't think she's gonna be compatible with me for the next term either. So I just decided to switch to another class, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of the Monday and Wednesdays class, and it was the best decision I've ever made. So sometimes if, you know, your gut feeling is telling you like, you know, this situation is not doing good for you, you just have to bite the bullet and change it. Although it's very daunting, it's very scary, like you really should just change. And I met the best teacher ever. C'est ton stylo? Oui. C'est le stylo de Madame.
Léger.
Léger.
Oui, léger.
Léger.
Oui.
And I loved her class. I loved her teaching style and I could absorb more. I just feel very happy attending class every day, unlike my first term where I was dragging myself to class. So I continued on with that teacher for 2 more terms. My old classmates actually texted me and asked me, hey, how is the change? They actually switched their classes to this. They also claimed that, wow, oh my god, this is such a big difference. I say, yeah, you should have changed earlier when I asked you to, but anyways, from then on it has been a breeze. Apart from classes, Alliance Francaise actually has a very wide spectrum of facilities. They will really have a lot of events and cultural activities. There are like French films playing in a theatre, and there's also a library for you to borrow resources and borrow maybe books, borrow dictionaries, borrow movies, and you can just rent them. And if you're a student there, you have all the benefits, so you can just make full use of it. And there's also a lot of like exhibition and like read aloud book club, a lot of things going on that can really help in your journey in learning French. It is a really very fun place to learn French in. And they also have like a cafeteria. They have a cafeteria, and sometimes I would just, stay back, have my lunch there, or I'll just have a date with Adrian over there. To make it into past tense, and it's so confusing and I'm lost. Look at my notes. 2 full pages of it.
For those irregular, regular is all like this. Irregular is like this. See, it becomes I, like what your teacher said. Okay.
Quelle est-il?
Quelle heure?
Quelle heure
Yes.
est-il?
Yes.
Now, what is now?
Maintenant.
Maintenant.
Yes.
J'ai une nouvelle amie.
Comment ça s'appelle?
Je ne sais pas. Mon chéri.
Ma petite amie.
Mon petit ami.
Ton petit ami.
Vous êtes mon petit ami, mais vous ne petit pas. You're a big boy.
Is it? In what way?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking.
Hey, don't lie.
Je ne sais pas que je ferai. That's what they're singing.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
And the thing I really like about Alliance Francaise, after every 2 sub-levels that you take, right, they will have like a mini class test to assess how much you have learned, how much you understood, and your learning progress. And once you pass that exam, you'll be offered a certificate, and I think that is actually really very rewarding. I'm gonna show you mine. This is beginner level A1, beginner level A1.1, beginner level A2.1. So these are actually the in-house language tests, which is not the official diplomas that is awarded by the French Ministry of Education. That kind of examinations is called DELF, and they are basically A, B, C. So it's either A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, which is the most advanced one. In a year, I think there is only 2 months where the DELF exams would take place, May or November. So I actually went ahead and took the DELF A2 exam. Means you can actually skip grades lah. So I skipped A1 and I went straight to the A2 exam. So this is how my DELF A2 exam went. I'm just done with my written exam, and the exam was about 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's basically, for the written exam, there's like 3 components: listening, comprehension, and also writing. I think it was quite alright actually. It wasn't as difficult as I thought. At my level, right, I'm actually like A1.5, but I just decided to go ahead with the A2 exam because I consulted the teacher and she actually said that I can go ahead and try. But what I realized was, because I just started on my A2 syllabus, my teacher haven't finished the book yet, so I actually self-studied 8 chapters in advance for my exam. Luckily, I think that the exam was quite alright. At least it's a bit more relief now because the written paper is like 75% done and I have confidence that I can pass. So yeah. The remaining 25% is actually oral. Examiners from France, they actually comes down and we're gonna do like a conversational oral. I even took the effort to dress up a bit because I know that French is very particular about all this. Like, you must dress appropriately and hopefully you give a good impression. But anyways, I've checked my oral and it's like in another maybe 2 hours time. My oral is at 1 p.m. and yeah, I'm just gonna have lunch and revise for the oral and I'm pretty much done with the A2 exam. So I just finished my exam. It went really well and the written was quite okay because I really did a lot of practice on it. And as for the oral, it was a bit like a man boom situation because you have to converse in French. So you think about the topic you want to talk about in English and then you translate it to French. And yeah, that was just a little bit more nerve-wracking lah, but thank God for that. I'm just so relieved that it is over. All of the Sunday French practices with mom definitely paid off, and wow, I've never studied so hard for like 4 weeks, a month. I've been studying super hard for so long and my efforts are paid off now. Now I just need to wait for the results to come out maybe next month. Super happy about how it went. Yay! And also when I was preparing for the DELF exam, I actually studied a lot. I bought a lot of exam preparation books from the library and I also practiced speaking French to mom.
Comment vas-tu?
Je vais bien.
Tu as bien dormi?
Non, je n'ai pas bien dormi.
Non?
Non, nos voisins sont bruyants.
Oh! En bas ou en haut? Ah bon? J'ai pas entendu moi.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire aujourd'hui?
Peut-être qu'on regarde un film.
Ok, d'accord. Je veux étudier le français.
Mhm. Ma mère aime jardiner ou ma mère aime faire du jardinage. C'est pas vrai? Ok.
Est-ce que je peux passer ma commande?
Oui, bien sûr.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Au revoir, madame.
Au revoir.
Oh my god, conversation is difficult.
No, you're doing well.
My brain is like turning. And that really helped a lot. So I think if you're learning a language, the best way is to really try your best to practice it. Whether is it music, videos, reading books. I love to learn French through watching films. Like all three of us, me, mom and Adrian, and we watched the whole series of Lupin together, and that was really nice. So yeah, I mean, learning something new would always be very daunting, but once you are into it, you know, just one step at a time. And yeah, here am I 1.5 years later, and yep, I hope this video actually helped you understand more about learning French in Singapore. And if you have any other questions, you can leave them down in the comments section below, or you could just DM me on Instagram or message me. I would reply when I can. And don't forget to subscribe for more informative vlogs like that. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!